It's to be a keenly watched speech today from British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, where he's set to lay out his priorities for 2023. The speech comes amid a winter wave of strikes and huge pressures in the National Health Service and a cost of living crisis. Well, since taking the office after his predecessor Liz Truss, who served in number 10 for just 44 days, Sunak has faced a myriad of problems. Thousands of workers have gone on strike to protest over pay. Inflation is at around a 40-year high, and economists see the UK slipping into a long recession. Many experts predict his speech will be as much a statement of intent to his critics. Sunak will also set out his commitment to deliver on long-term issues such as low numeracy rates. Sunak is expected to introduce maths to all students up to age 18 to improve poor numeracy. The speech will also be Sunak's reassurance to his Conservative colleagues who see little chance of winning the next election in 2024. Recent opinion polls have indicated a big lead for the opposition Labour Party. Well, for more on this, our correspondent Alex Isaac joins us live from London. Alex, many thanks for joining us. This is a big opportunity for Rishi Sunak to set his stall out ahead of the long year ahead.
It is a big opportunity, but for many it's actually come a little bit out of left field. Many of us didn't realise that this was going to be happening until the embargoed press went out last night, and we're still quite unclear exactly what's going to be said and what time it's going to be said. And Labour at the moment has been using all of these confused states to really push back and hit hard before Rishi Sunak even takes to the podium. They've been asking questions about the NHS, about the unions, about the strikes that we're currently seeing at the moment. Yet we have this headline news about the maths and literacy rates of Rishi Sunak trying to push for every single young person up to the age of 18 to continue on that path of doing maths, because he believes that it is the stalwart of the UK to move forward. But that's a very small part of what he might say later, yet we don't have the full script yet. But let's get back to that, talking about maths in specifics. Next week we will hear whether or not the teachers' union will go on strike, and it looks like that may go ahead. Earlier, the union head teacher, Gary Barton, was talking about all of the teachers and all of the schools and saying that there isn't enough maths tutors out there to push this ideology forward. And if we're talking about maths until the age of 18, what about other subjects and what will happen to them? There really does need a huge change around, but focusing on this one issue does seem to be taking away from the other issues that a lot of the UK wants to talk about. They want to talk about the cost of living crisis that we're still facing. They want to talk about fuel, they want to talk about bills, and they want to hear that the NHS is having some stability put into it, rather than these pie-in-the-sky ideas, which, if Rishi Sunak does even push forward this numeracy and literacy plan, it won't be until at least 2 years, and that will be in the next general election. And whether or not the Conservatives will get in there, as your poll suggests, it looks unlikely.
Alex Isaac, we're keeping an eye on Rishi Sunak's speech later on. Many thanks for joining us live from London.